And then also the problem of there's been no beef that's been allowed, Canadian beef, into the UK. On the face of it, and I'm no expert, but that doesn't seem insurmountable compared to issues that we have with other countries. So do you anticipate that there will be formal negotiations soon?
Gang, what's up? Aaron here, Canadian Looney. We're going to flip over to CTV News and watch hack Vassy Kapelos interview our new High Commissioner to the UK. This guy, Bill Blair, he is a loser. He's held many different portfolios in the cabinet, failed minister in many positions. Let's take a look and a listen to the bullshit that Bill Blair is going to sell to Canadians. It's a farce. Let's take a peek. Vassy, do your job.
Prime Minister Mark Carney is scheduled to meet with King Charles in London tomorrow. Likely on the agenda, Alberta separatism. His Majesty met with Treaty 6 chiefs last week who are concerned about the prospect of Alberta leaving the Federation and what that could mean for their treaty rights with the Crown. This is the Prime Minister's third visit to the United Kingdom since becoming Prime Minister. He's also scheduled to meet with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer on the trip. For more on this visit, I'm joined by Canada's new High Commissioner to the UK, Bill Blair. Hello, High Commissioner. It's a pleasure to see you and congratulations on your new role.
Thank you very much, Vassy, and it's good to be able to chat with you again as well.
I appreciate you making the time. I do want to start off, if I could, just on that private audience with the King and what you're able to share with us about sort of the intention behind the meeting or the meeting in general.
Well, first of all, I think the Prime Minister and the King enjoy a very good, strong relationship. Of course, our King came to deliver the throne speech for when Prime Minister Carney assumed leadership of our country. They are meeting again during this trip as well. I'm sure that there are a number of items that will be discussed, but I don't have a precise agenda for that discussion.
Understood. And I wonder just briefly if I could ask you as well, High Commissioner, and acknowledging you're just a few days into the job, following on the heels of that meeting with the treaty chiefs, the issue of separatism and its intersection with the Crown, is that on your radar in this role at all?
Well, of course, and we were very pleased to see the Treaty 6 chiefs here and the meeting that they had. But keeping in mind the primary purpose of that visit with the Treaty 6 chiefs and His Majesty was for them to extend an invitation for him to attend the 150th anniversary of the signing of Treaty 6. We're well aware of Chief Pete's concerns that he expressed as well, and of course that relationship between our government and Indigenous leadership is critically important to us. But again, the focus of the Treaty 6 chiefs visit to Canada was really to extend that invitation, and we're very, very pleased to see that ongoing relationship. The Indigenous communities have a direct and valued relationship with His Majesty, and I think the meeting today was reflective of that long-standing relationship.
I want to ask you more broadly, High Commissioner, about sort of the relationship between the UK and Canada and where your role will fit in. And I do want to start on the issue of trade, because for a number of years under the previous government as well, I've been covering the possibility of a new free trade agreement between the UK and Canada. It's definitely had hit a number of hiccups. I remember in June, both prime ministers were saying, let's get a working group together, figure out what the issue is, get back to the negotiating table. They were supposed to report back by the end of the year. I could not find that report anywhere. I could be mistaken. It maybe exists. But what is the holdup in your view, and how much of your role will be focused on moving those discussions forward?
The Prime Minister has been very clear, and he's giving us strong marching orders. We're not just in the United Kingdom, but right around the world. Canada's diplomatic community is working really hard to strengthen the relationships and the ties that we have with all of our trading partners. And the United Kingdom is one of our longest standing and most important trading partners anywhere. And so the Prime Minister, as you mentioned, the two Prime Ministers met in June of last year. They gave that direction. Our trade commissions have been working really hard in working through it. 99% of all of the trade between Canada and the United Kingdom is tariff-free. And just in 2025, and over the past year, we've seen a 63% increase in trade between our two countries. It's a very significant part. It supports over 170,000 jobs in Canada, over 190,000 jobs here in the United Kingdom. It's a very important relationship to us. There are some small issues still to be resolved, But I believe that the conversation that the Prime Minister is going to be having with Prime Minister Starmer on Monday will give it an opportunity to continue to advance those discussions. And I think will also give a very clear signal to us, those of us who are responsible for delivering on the Prime Minister's promise, is to the direction that we need to go in. I think it's a very strong step forward in the progress of those discussions.
If I could ask you bluntly, do you anticipate that there will be formal negotiations that happen again? Because it has been now a number of years since the British, they were the ones that walked away. I take your point about the issues they on the face of it, compared to other trade deals, I'm actually surprised at the degree to which it's ground things to the halt. Like you're looking at more dairy access for the UK, but they had it before, so it would kind of just be restoring it. And then also
just a reminder, gang, smash the like, hit subscribe. We work really hard at this stuff. Let's get back to the video.
Problem of there's been no beef that's been allowed, Canadian beef, into the UK. On the face of it, and I'm no expert, but that doesn't seem insurmountable compared to issues that we have with other countries. So do you anticipate that there will be formal negotiations soon?
Well, there are discussions taking place between our two countries, but under the trade continuity agreement that was put in place after the United Kingdom left the European Union, those discussions did take place because there were certain commitments and agreements in place that needed to be replaced. And so that work has begun. The Prime Minister and Prime Minister Starmer gave a very clear direction about the next step of those discussions. In addition, there's also legislation that our government just introduced before the House in order to allow the United Kingdom to get involved in the CTP. I'll forget the acronym here.
That's okay. CPTPP. I always get it wrong as well.
But all of that work, I think, is demonstration of real progress that we're making. And there are a number of issues that are still very much between us. You mentioned issues around dairy and beef, but there's the rules of origin. There are a number of important discussions that will take place. And if it requires a more formal discussion and agreement, I'm sure we'll work to that. But I believe that we're already very well positioned to move forward in those discussions. As I said, the United Kingdom is already one of our most significant and important trading partners, and we see real opportunity, Vassy, to continue to grow that relationship. And it's not just in trade, but also in direct investment in two countries, the movement of capital between our two countries. There are also other discussions taking place with respect to defense procurement and collaboration between our two countries. I think there are limitless opportunities for us to continue to grow the relationship between us. It's one of our most long-standing, most trusted, and reliable partnerships around the world, but we see a real opportunity to continue to grow it, and certainly that's one of the focuses I hope to bring to this job, and to continue on the excellent work that was done by my predecessor, High Commissioner Goodall, in advancing those trade discussions. We've got great teams here, and the work is moving at pace.
And certainly I understand all that you just said. I guess I ask about the formal nature of it, because while that provisional agreement does apply, there have been, there has been nothing on the face of it to advance towards the original intended objective, which was a new free trade agreement that wasn't just provisional in nature. And so I discern from what you're saying that could be the case eventually, but there's nothing explicit at this point yet.
Well, and Vassy, I believe that the conversation that our two prime ministers will have on Monday morning will continue to advance those discussions. All of us take our marching orders from our respective prime ministers in this matter, and I think they've been very clear of what the goal of our two nations is to come to a stronger relationship. There are some, I wouldn't refer to them necessarily as irritants, but impediments still to completing that. I mark the fact that 99% of the trade between our two countries is in fact tariff-free. There are a number of issues that both countries are still pursuing, and I believe that when we complete that, then we'll be able to remove those impediments and move forward together.
Just one final question for you, High Commissioner. Just given all of your time overseeing defense in this country, you mentioned the potential for defense cooperation. I know there's been a number of discussions around the defense industry and sort of opportunities there. Is there something that you could isolate for our audience, for Canadians watching now, that you know very clearly coming into this job is an objective in that space for you?
Yeah, a couple of priorities that are very clear. Canada has a very strong interest. We're investing much more significantly in defense, but also through our defense industrial strategy, investing in our own industries. We think that there are a number of opportunities, and I know it will form part of the discussion between our two prime ministers on the Defense Security and Resilience Bank. It's an initiative that Canada is strongly supportive of, and there are ongoing discussions with our friends in the United Kingdom. And the second issue is on the Global Combat and Air Program. That's a program that already exists between the United Kingdom, Japan, and others, and Italy. And Canada is as our new defense minister just articulated just today, is interested in continuing and perhaps exploring the possibility of being part of those discussions. So I think there are many important areas of discussion between our two countries. Canada has a very strong interest and great capability in issues around critical mineral, on AI and quantum computing, and we believe that through the pursuit of stronger partnerships between our defense industries, there's opportunities for growth and prosperity in both of our countries.
Okay, I'm going to leave it on that note. High Commissioner, I appreciate your time as always. Thank you very much.
Always, Vassy. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
Oh, yeah. Wrap it up there, gang. Aaron, Canadian Looney, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think about Bill Blair, Vassy Kapelos, all of this hack left-wing legacy media. It's a lot to take. Leave a comment below. Aaron, Canadian Looney, like, share, subscribe. We'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching this one. Ciao for now.